Hi, I am so glad you're here today. Just come on in and join us. Today, I have a very special friend, a powerful man of God, a man that I admire, and I lean on him an awful lot. I'm going to introduce you to my dear friend in just a moment. Oh, you came back. I'm so proud of you. Thanks for coming in. Today, we're going to speak with Clay Whitehead, a powerful man of God, a man who has integrity and strength, and a man who is the kind of guy you can lean on. When I need something, I just call him. So I'm going to introduce you now to Clay Whitehead. Clay, would you like to join the meeting now? There you are.
There I am.
Yay. I'm excited to have you, Clay. The first thing I'd like you to do is just tell this group what kind of adventure you're on in this moment of your life.
Oh,
Yeah,
what an adventure. So I'll just tell you a bit about myself.
that would be great.
I'm from Roswell, New Mexico. I mean, pretty much my whole life, with the exception of maybe 5 years of my life here and there. But I pretty much grew up there and grew up in a church, grew up in a Christian home, loving family, the whole great,
Yeah.
wonderful American life. And got no, I've known since probably my teenage years, early teenage years, that I've been called to missions, and just kind of looking for that in my life over the years and just like where that's going to show up. And it hasn't really manifested in a big sense until recently, when the Lord really just started putting on our hearts that uh, Italy was calling to us. So God has been, he's taken us on this journey over the past probably year and a half of just really, what do you say? He's just kind of just opening our eyes to things that if we hadn't been paying attention to, we wouldn't have seen. So
Yes.
he just, it just, just to interject there, just, you know, pay attention to what's going on around you because he's always speaking. And
I
so he just showed us a bunch of stuff through different things, and it was just like this repetitive thing over and over and over and over again. And so he's calling us to Italy. So he finally gave us a date over this year and probably a year process at that point. He gave us a date, and so we both just resigned from our jobs and gave our bosses plenty of notice. I think it was like 6 weeks or something, and here we are. We're in transition, going on a journey.
that is that's correct. We're in a transition period. Um, Clay, when you say we, perhaps you would share with the audience how many we there are.
Oh, there's quite a few of us. There is my wife, my beautiful wife, and then my five beautiful children. Age ranges from 17 to 7. So
Ah. So 5 children, you and Jessica, are have let go of all of your worldly belongings, and you're taking only what you can put on a backpack on your back and a few suitcases. Is that correct?
that is correct. So when we left Roswell, I had a really nice job, and I mean, very well taken care of. For a guy that doesn't have a college degree, I was very well taken care of. So my house was provided for me. The bills were paid. We lived there. I worked this job on a farm, if you could believe it, and wonderful, wonderful people that I worked for, and they really just, the Lord used them to take care of us. So I bless them, and I'm so grateful to God for what He's done. But yeah, so we leave this. I think it was 2575 square feet, so 2,575 square foot, beautiful home. We left it and all of our possessions in it. We gave them away, and uh, that was divine in itself, because the Lord really had people that needed those things. And so it was a beautiful moment where we shared what we had with somebody that needed it. And so then we just packed up our 9 suitcases. So I said, everybody gets a suitcase and we'll take 2 extras. Everybody gets their backpack, and we packed those up in our Suburban and we left everything.
And then as you arrived in Texas for the next flight, what happened?
So
COVID.
sometimes sometimes the Lord is comical. And
Yes.
so we felt like he gave us a date. So
Yes.
we come to Texas with this date in mind, and we're going to spend first we spent a little over a week at my parents' house, and then we came to Texas. We're going to spend a little over a week with Jessica's parents. Jessica's my wife. And then we were going to go for a week before to some friends in Dallas, where we would fly out of DFW and we would give our Suburban away and do all this mess. But we never made it to Dallas. So because of COVID, yes,
COVID
things have
hit. Yes.
shut down round 2 or round 3 or whatever round it is.
Yeah. So at this point, Italy's borders are closed and you are unable to leave Texas.
Correct.
And um, in this time, how are you handling, you and I discussed this one time that I felt like it was marching in place. So how are you handling marching in place? What's your routine to stay close to God and to take care of children?
So the staying close to God and the taking care of kids is the easy part. Because really, I mean, it's just that's our lifestyle, is that we we've we homeschool. So we've homeschooled for a long time, and that's just part of our routine. We're always together, and we eat every meal together and all that good stuff. I mean, really, I think that's a really important thing, is eating meals together. Just
Yes.
builds family unity and bonds you. And so we spend a lot of time together. And the Lord part is really easy because I've got a lot of time on my hands. So it's easy to spend a lot of time with the Lord. Um, Usually, before this transition, when I had a job, I would spend a lot of time in prayer because I worked by myself a lot. So I could pray a lot as I go throughout the day. And really nothing's changed here. I can speak to the Lord a lot throughout the day, and we just have a wonderful relationship. But the hard part, I will tell you, is it's like there's nothing for me to do physically, which is very difficult for me.
Yeah.
So
Because I know what a physical guy you are. So like even your gardening, I'm impressed with the type of gardening that you do. I I, I would like for you just to give a brief overview of what kind of gardening you've been involved in.
okay, so gardening, I probably started gardening in, I would say, 2008, maybe. And probably I realized I should have started that sooner, because that's really what I love to do.
Exactly.
Um, so from there, I am a type of person that if I am interested in something, I will research it. I mean, through and through and through, as much as I can. I mean, just fill my brain full of this knowledge of whatever it is I'm interested in. And I guess I went through a season. The Lord took me through it, I would say, that I learned about gardening, and really what it all boils down to is the soil. So it's all about the soil. If you have good soil, you grow good crops, you make good fruit, which makes healthy people. And
And and that type of soil, can you improve soil?
oh, absolutely.
You know why
Absolutely.
you know why I'm asking. To me, um, gardening is representative of the people we raise up in Christ and how you're going to affect their soil so that they have plenty of room for their roots. So I keep thinking some way when you're in Italy, that soil gardening thing is going to come into play.
Absolutely. I believe, okay, if we go back to Genesis and the Lord, he speaks the world into existence,
Yes.
which is beautiful. And then what does he do? He creates the animals, he does all this, and then he gets down in the dirt and he forms man in his
Yes.
likeness and his image, and then he breathes his breath into him. So we come from the dirt and we return to the dirt, our bodies do. And so yeah, I think it is. Jesus talks a lot about farming and
Yes.
sowing and reaping
Yes.
and things like this. And so yeah, soil can be improved, and it's a beautiful thing because the more life that you have in the soil, the more healthy the soil is. And so if you strip everything that's good out of the soil, you're left with just dirt and no life.
Clay, I really enjoy talking to you. Um, Clay is the first person that ever spoke to me the words co-create with God. Um, and I walked around in a tither for days, wondering why I'd never conceived that, and wondering why it filled me with fear. And part of the reason it filled me with fear is I just um, keep putting God in a box when I think I've let him out. So I began to, I went to, our search bar and typed in co-create with God, and there were so many wonderful testimonies and people talking about co-creating with God. And I kept thinking about Clay Whitehead and the fact that he was 30 years younger than me and knew that depth of relationship with God. Um, I will always be grateful to you for that, Clay, that you opened up a whole new realm of understanding my relationship with God. You helped me open the box.
I think that's just the Lord. I wouldn't give myself any credit. It's just, how he is. He just gives you, I guess, unctions to say something and it just like blurts out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what it was. It was like this moment of just blurts out.
Oh, I remember the moment well, Clay, because I was all excited about something God had shown me, and I was all, just spilling it out to you, and you moved your face close to me and started talking about co-creating with God, and I'm literally holding onto the chair, thinking, huh, huh, huh. So I will always appreciate the fact that you taught me something so sincerely and did a great job of it. For a day or two, I was, like, "Ah, I can't talk to that guy again because he's too deep." But at the same time, I honor the depth that you carry. It's an amazing, wonderful depth that you have.